Free trade has a positive impact on economic growth, economic stability, as well as economic welfare. This is the current state of knowledge in economics. What is the reason that trade can make everyone better off than without trade? Trade makes it possible to specialize in what a person or a community does best. The excess production of produced goods can be traded with other communities, whereas other communities provide their goods they are specialized in. Therefore, trade enables to retrieve a wider range of goods. Due to the importance of trading for economies, trade over long distances exists since a long time and probably started already in prehistoric times over 150,000 years ago. Killiards later, in our current modern times, free trade is still substantially growing. It is no surprise that in current times we experience the highest level of free trade that has ever existed. There is substantial evidence for the gains in economic welfare from free trade. I believe everyone would agree to at least a certain extent to the statements that our modern societies have benefited from free trade. Most likely, our modern lifestyle would not be possible without free trade. Still, there are recurring examples where communities oppose free trade and praise protectionism over free trade. On the one hand, trade restrictions can protect local producers from losses, as free trade is known to lower prices. Obviously, a producer does not prefer lower prices caused by increasing supply from outside of the community through trading. On the other hand, putting yourself in the shoes of a consumer, what do you think? Who will have to carry the losses now when prices are higher than they could be? I leave it to you to discuss and judge on this question. There are many aspects which are referred to by those preferring protectionism. My personal view is always keep in mind the science of economics gathered evidence that in the overall total sum of all factors, the gains from free trade are higher than the losses. As an example, if cost-efficient cars from overseas put losses to the local car manufacturers, protectionism could be an easy short-term measure to protect local car manufacturers. Through protectionism, the local car manufacturers can be saved from a decreasing market share. However, again, I leave it to you to judge on the question who will have to pay the price for the welfare losses. The economic activity of trading became a business model on its own. Trading is defined as buying and selling a good without processing the good. A trade can also be seen as transferring goods from one entity to another entity in exchange for money. To generate income from trading, the trader leverages on the concept of supply and demand. It means buy goods for a low price in places where there is a surplus in supply. As a next step, sell the exact same goods at a higher price in places where there is scarcity and a high demand. The concept of supply and demand is simple, but the execution has its challenges. This is what we will see in our Patrician 4 sessions. In this session, we will follow a strategy to generate profits from trade. For our strategy, it is good to understand production chains. Excess in supply of a good is usually found in towns where there is a specific good being produced. In case production is exceeding local demand, the producer must trade produced goods over longer distances to still generate income. This is where a trader can help the producer to transfer goods to more distant places. At the same time, producing certain goods may need input materials. So at the same location, there will be a high demand for such input materials. If those input materials cannot be produced in the town itself, the producer will rely again on a trader to transfer those goods from distant places to the producer. For sure, it this situation is a good opportunity for a trader to generate income. In a nutshell, it means buy goods from producers and sell it where they are needed as input materials or alternatively directly consumed by the local community. In this session, we will especially rely on this strategy to generate the first income in Patrician 4 as a trader of the Hanseatic League. In medieval times, the Hanseatic League was an influential trade association in Central and Northern Europe. The Hanseatic League was in control of most of the Baltic maritime trade in the 14th century. The informal capital city of the Hanseatic League was Lübeck. Lübeck was the central node of maritime trade connecting the North and the Baltic seas. If you travel to Lübeck, you will find 6 historic brick buildings, which were the salt storehouses from the times of the Hanseatic League. Lübeck traded salt, a scarce product in the Baltic Sea, to other cities in need of salt for the preservation of food. In our Patrician 4 session, salt will be very important to us. It will be the first product which we will buy for a lower price in Lübeck and trade for a higher price to nearby towns in the Baltic Sea. Using salt from Lübeck, the towns will produce preserved food, which we will trade back to Lübeck. In today's Patrician 4 session, we will start as a small grocer with just a cog in our hometown, Lübeck. We will generate income from trading salt and other products between Baltic towns and towns along the North Sea. Eventually, at the end of the session, we strive to build our second ship and buy it from the earned income. We aim to achieve the rank of a trader, the next rank after being a grocer. Patrician 4 is a business simulation game. The game simulates maritime trading in times of the Hanseatic League. As a trader, you can build your own convoys and trade goods in the Baltic and North Sea. Besides trading, the game also includes the production of goods, competition among traders, special assignments, politics, as well as pirates. Now, let's start the game. This is the main menu of the game, and today we will start the campaign. The campaign is some kind of tutorial which explains the basics of the game mechanisms. In the campaign, the trader is named Max Stromberg. The hometown will be Lübeck, as explained in the intro. We have 20 cities in the simulation. The level of difficulty is normal. The production is according to history, and the average population of the 20 cities will be roughly 2,000 inhabitants. And now, let's start the game. This is the intro where the trader explains how he looks through the diary, how his uncle started as a trader himself in the city of Lübeck. And he is also explaining how his uncle exactly leverages on supply and demand, buying products where there's a surplus in the supply for a lower price, selling it for a higher price, where there's a high demand, a scarcity. Of course, there are challenges. In the later stages of the game, there will also be pirates, which we will face. But for this session, pirates will be luckily not part of the simulation. Later on, he explains how his uncle extends from one ship to more ships in his convoy to increase income, and then later on produce goods on his own production sites. And of course, also in a later stage, you can go into politics, for example, become the mayor of a city or an alderman of the Hanseatic League. Now the game opens and our uncle is talking to us and explaining the current situation. He's welcoming us to Lübeck. This is our hometown, and explaining to us our next assignment, which is to familiarize ourselves with trading goods, which means for the first time buy goods and sell it to another city. What we see here in the screen is the city of Lübeck. We see the city center with some special buildings which holds several functions which we will need here in our game. In this session we will definitely make use of the market hall to buy and sell goods in Lübeck, but also in other cities. Here in Lübeck, in our hometown, we also have the counting house. This is some kind of headquarter to us, which for example also includes goods, storing goods. We will also later in the session make use of the shipyard to give an order to construct a second ship for our convoy. Around the city center you will find a lot of houses. There are different kinds of houses depending on the wealth of the inhabitants, for example patrician house, burger's house or worker's house. The workers usually live a little bit far outside from the city center, and the wealthy people live close to the city center. Around the houses you will find the production sites. For example, in Lübeck, a lot of salters and breweries and also some smiths. And beyond the city walls, farther out, you will find also sometimes single production sites, but also farms, the grain farm and the hemp farm in this case. And all of those produce the goods in the city, which we can also find in an overview here in the city info. Under production, we see that 5 different kinds of goods are provided. Hemp and grain from the farms, salt from salters, metal goods from smiths, and beer from the breweries. Hemp and grain, for instance, is used by the city itself for processing of salt, metal goods, and beer. Salt and metal goods are used in different steps of production, which we find in other cities, and beer can be sold to other cities for consumption of the local community. Our ship is waiting here. It has a cargo capacity of 500, which we will now from time to time increasingly use to generate income. Our first step will be, according to our assignment, to go to the market hall and buy goods. Let's remind ourselves, first of all, to our strategy. We said that we will buy goods which are produced in the city. So in Lübeck, this is for instance salt, and sell it to other cities which will use it for the preservation of food, processing of food. And what we see here in the market hall in the overview are all of the goods which we have in the game. And some of the goods have such of an icon, which means they are produced in the city. And we also see that some of the buttons here are turned green instead of, for other goods, they are all red, which means high demand, low supply. And green means higher supply, lower demand. And as you can imagine, simple, those will have a good price. Yeah, so we will buy those goods and sell it to where everything is red, where the demand is really high and the price is good. Now let's, of course, buy salt. We will not buy all of the salt because, of course, we do not want to hurt our own hometown to take away all of the salt. Some of them they will need by themselves. Also, always a good idea is to trade a few of metal goods because they are needed in many cities. We definitely will trade some of the beer, which sells good in other cities. And that's it for now. Those goods have been transferred in the harbor to our convoy. They are now loaded in the ship. And we will now look onto the world map. By the way, just as information, here in the top left corner, we see that's the 4th April of 1370. The game speed is currently to 0, so I put it on pause to have time to trade. Later on, when we sail away from the harbor to another city, of course, we will start again the clock. On the world map, we find all of the different cities here. And as you can see, we have the Baltic Sea here, also the North Sea. We start in the city of Lübeck, located here. And from Lübeck, where our ship is in the harbor, we will now first go to Aalborg. In Aalborg, you can also click on the icon here to get information on the city. We see that hemp is produced, grain is produced, so not expecting high demand here, so no need in trading this because there will be no profits from it. Also wool is produced and meat is produced, and for meat the city needs salt, a lot of salt. There's 4 pieces of salt is needed for 1 piece of meat, therefore it makes definitely sense to transport salt to Aalborg. There's a high demand expected, and this is what we will exactly do now. Let's travel there. Our ship is going all the way north. Now entering the harbor, I will again set the clock, stop the clock. And now let's go into Aalborg. This is the city of Aalborg. For example, here we find the stock farms for meat production, grain farm and hemp farm, of course, outside of the city walls, by the way. And we will now enter the market hall and sell as first step the salt we have loaded as cargo to the city. What we see here is that we bought it on an average price of 73 in Lübeck, and now we can sell it in Aalborg for a price of 106. We will transfer all of the salt to the city, and we have still, although we are selling all of the pieces, 65, we still have a good price of 106, so already made some income. For metal goods, we will do the same. And for beer, let's see how much demand we have here. Yeah, we will also sell all of them. Now, all of the cargo went to Aalborg and we generated an income, so we have a higher bank account balance than before. Again, Uncle comes back to us. We successfully traded, and this is what, as our next assignment, will be to do repeatedly. Yeah, and our uncle is asking us to increase the wealth to 80,000 through trade, and therefore we will do this a couple of times now. We will not just simply go away from Aalborg with an empty ship and go back to Lübeck. Instead, we will look into the market hall, what is provided by Aalborg, which we can sell in Lübeck or other cities for also income. As we know, in Aalborg there's meat produced. We will buy meat, not all of it, because if we buy all of the meat, it hurts the city and the local inhabitants will not be in favor of us. So let's keep a little bit left over for the city themselves. Yeah. Let's keep it like this for now. And we will not directly return back to Lübeck. Looking at the map, we see that Malmö is somehow on the way. So we will go now to Malmö and see what trade opportunities we have in Malmö. In the city info, we find information that wood is provided by Malmö and cheese. Cheese can be also sold in Lübeck for the local communities. However, wood is definitely needed as input material for producing salt. So there should be a high demand for wood in Lübeck as it is not producing it on its own. So let's go there and buy some of the wood. Our ship is traveling. By the way, we see other ships inside. Those are our competitors doing the same as us. This is the city of Malmö. Here also we will enter the market hall and we will try to sell some of the meat. Yeah. I think this is still a good price. Some of this sold, income generated, and buy wood as we need it in Lübeck. And cheese, which we can also sell in Lübeck and other cities. So now, as next step, we will return to Lübeck. There we are. Let's go into the city, go into the market hall and sell all of the wood. On average, we paid 44 per barrel of wood. And now we transfer all of this to the city, earning 65. We'll also sell some of the cheese like this, and of course meat. And here we see that if we sell too much, the price goes really down and even goes lower than the average price we paid for it. So we need to be careful here and just sell as much as we still generate profits. That's it. And what we can see from trading goods, which have a high demand and low supply in the city, the reputation in the city increases. This will be important in a later stage. We will come to this. Again, we will buy salt and a few metal goods, beer, as it is also produced here. Okay, that's it. Let's now again go to Aalborg. However, let's first have a quick view on the map. And as we are going to Aalborg, maybe it makes also sense to move on to Oslo for other trading opportunities. And what we see here is Oslo also produce wood we need in Lübeck, so we will take it, buy it. Raw metal, which is needed for the production of metal goods in Lübeck, so also a good idea to buy it. Meat and stockfish as well, we can sell in Lübeck. So first of all, go to Aalborg. There we are. Enter the market hall. Sell all of the salt. Sell all of the metal goods again. Some of the beer. Cheese. All of it. Interestingly, there's a lot of wine here. For a price of 320. Let's check later if this makes sense to buy some of it. Though it's not produced here, but maybe this is a good price. Let's see. So more meat loaded into our ship. Let's check two things. First of all, Oslo. Oslo is producing stockfish, and stockfish is need of hemp. Hemp is not produced here, so there's an opportunity to sell hemp in Oslo. so we'll buy it. Now let's check for wine. There's a lot of wine here, 320. How much do we get for it in Lübeck? Wine, 750. I think it makes sense to take some of it. Good that we saw it. Probably a trader sold a lot of wine into the city. Like this. Okay. Good opportunity, I think. That's it for now. Let's move on. Now approaching the city of Oslo. Now going to Oslo, into the market hall. We will first of all buy wood as we need it. We will buy raw metal. Also this is needed in Lübeck. We will buy meat. We will buy stockfish. All of this we can trade. Okay, this did not work. Why? Because we did not have the money to buy so much of it. So let's first of all sell what can be sold. Generate some income, and with this income buy again goods here in the harbor. So hemp, all of it for a higher price. Okay, now we have 11k. And let's use it to buy stockfish. Like this. Okay, great. That's it for now. What we also see here in the blue bar is the wealth. Yeah, so it's now making progress. Wealth is 15, a little bit more than 15k. Our goal is to have 80k, so still some trades to be done. So from Oslo, we will now go again to Malmö. Malmö, look into the market hall, buy wood. Sell, because we have a lot of meat, sell it here. A little bit also stockfish, I think we can sell part of it. A little bit of our meat. We can buy cheese here. More wood, yeah, maybe 3 pieces. Okay, that's it. And now before returning to Lübeck, we will also make a quick stop in Rostock and see what we find there. In Rostock, also beer is produced, metal goods, and honey. Honey is needed in Oslo, so why not pick it up? And next time we are in Oslo, we can trade it in. This is the city of Rostock. Let's go to the market hall. Hemp is needed also in Oslo, so let's buy some hemp. Honey. Metal goods is always a good idea. Usually profitable to sell it. Let's sell some of this. Maybe a little bit of stockfish. A little bit of cheese. And we see how the reputation increases. Every time we sell something which has a really high demand and low supply in a city, then the reputation is increasing. like this. Okay, that's it. Let's go to Lübeck. We'll sell all of the wood as it is definitely needed here, and we got a good price for it. We'll buy hemp for Oslo. We'll sell raw metal. Buy again salt for Aalborg. Let's see. Sell meat. Sell stockfish. Yeah. Cheese. And every time we do it, the reputation in Lübeck increases. Need to be careful here. Sell a few pieces of meat. Wine. Now this is where I think we can generate some good profits now with the 12. And with all of this trading have happened, we now advanced socially from grocer to trader. And our uncle is approaching us again, congratulating us and giving us a next assignment. The next assignment is to increase the reputation in Lübeck to 35%. Luckily, due to all of the good trades we made, already now the reputation in the city is 36%. So this assignment is already now completed. And this is when our uncle now gives us the assignment to give an order to construct another second ship for our convoy. The assignment is add the second ship to the convoy. There are two options in general which we have to get a second ship. One is, both by the way are in the shipyard. One is to look into the shipyard if there's already a ship being available for sale or given construction order, which takes a while. Let's quickly check again our assignment. We need to order a cryer from the shipyard. Let's see if in the shipyard there, yeah, actually we could buy the cryer directly from stock as it is available here. The price is 63, more than almost 64k, which is too much for us actually. We only have 36k, so this is not an option for us. Instead, we are given construction order. And the construction needs building materials. Wood, hemp, metal goods, cloth, and pitch. And the shipyard will buy those goods to the market price from the market hall and use it to produce the ship. The material cost at the current time is a little bit more than 21k. And additionally, of course, we have to pay for the effort made for building, constructing the ship. That's why the total costs are now 36k. However, the construction will take a while, and during the ship is constructed and the building materials are used up time by time, the material costs could vary. Yeah, if a product gets higher or lower in the price, of course the material costs can vary, and this is what we will try to influence. Yeah, when we now assign the construction, which is for a reason not possible because we have not enough money for the total cost. We can trade those goods to reduce the material costs a little bit. But first of all, let's sell something in the market hall so that we have the necessary money to give the construction order. We assign the construction for a cryer. And we see in the order list of the shipyard that we now have the order placed and it will be ready by 12th of May. So in exactly 1 month. And during this time we can do trading of our own, and we will look for especially those building materials to trade to the city. Hemp and metal goods are produced in the city. Wood we know where to get from, and for cloth and pitch we need to find a way. Let's have a look into the world map. Pitch is provided in the city of Stettin and in the city of Danzig. So we will here travel along the coast to Stettin and Danzig, buy pitch and bring it back to Lübeck. Also honey is available here. We know that Oslo needs it. Honey is also available here. We also know that Oslo needs it. So I think there's a good opportunity. So let's start. First of all, Rostock, maybe. There's beer we can buy and sell in the cities of Stettin and Danzig. Let's go into Rostock, into the market hall. Yeah, we don't have enough money, right? Let's see what we can sell here. Meat. Salt. Yeah, now we have 6K. Let's use it to buy beer. Only 157 left. Everything else is now loaded goods onto the ship. Now we are in Stettin. This is the city of Stettin. Let's go to the market hall. Let's sell a little bit of salt. All of the meat. Definitely beer. Oh yeah, all of the beer. Yeah, that's good. So a lot of money now getting back. And let's now buy honey for Oslo. And yeah, first of all, pitch. This is why we are here. Maybe a little bit of metal goods. Okay, from here, as we spent almost all of our money, let's return back to Lübeck. There we are. One of the competitors is greeting us and telling us as long as we don't get in his way, he will be fine with us. Let's see if this holds for the rest of the campaign, also in the other sessions. For now, we will go to the market hall and interestingly, there's a demand for metal goods. Let's sell some of them. Let's sell all of the pitch. Let's pick up a little bit more salt, a little bit of the hemp. No, don't want to take away everything. Beer. Yeah, that's it. And now back. Go back to the north. In Alberg. Again, sell for good income. All of the salt loaded. Metal goods. Beer. Let's buy more hemp for Oslo. Oh, let's move on. We'll go to Oslo now. We sell all of the hemp for a good price. Sell all of the honey. Sell a few pieces of metal goods. Now almost everything is sold. Maybe. No, it doesn't make sense to sell all of the pieces of metal goods. And now let's buy wood, as we will need it. Let's buy raw metal, which is also needed in Lübeck. Meat, which sells good anyway in all cities, and stockfish as well. Yeah, that's it for now. And now we will, since also clothes is needed for building ships, we will now sail across the North Sea to a city of Edinburgh, because in Edinburgh we find clothes. This will take a while, a few days, I think, until we are there. We remind ourselves that on 12th of May our ship is ready in Lübeck, so we should be back in time to add it to our convoy and complete the assignment. Now, this is the city of Edinburgh. Looks a little bit different. Here's the market hall. We will buy more wood. Buy raw metal, which we can sell in Lübeck. Sell stockfish. Sell meat. No, don't sell it because it's produced here. Rather buy it. Clothes. Still capacity left. What else do we want to buy? That's it for now. Let's return back to Aalborg. Why Aalborg? Well, let's do a stop in Aalborg. Maybe we can sell something like stockfish or meat. We'll sell our metal goods we still have left. Some of the meat. Clothes we will bring to Lübeck first. Stockfish. Let's buy meat. move on to Malmö as it is on the way. There's an historic event. Let's quickly check it. What wheel is being used more and more often even to grind crops. Okay, good. Not relevant for us for now. The market hall. Do some wood trades. More wood. Buy some cheese. Like this. And move on. Now to Lübeck. 26th of April. So still early. Yeah, let's look at the shipyard. Order list. 15th of May now. Yeah, still a lot of time. Earn more money. So all of the wood goes to Lübeck. All of the raw metal goes to Lübeck. Not all, but a lot of the clothes will go to Lübeck. Cheese. Meat. Okay, pitch is fine for now. Wood is still needed. So let's then again do our round in the northern part of the Baltic Sea to buy more wood. Yeah, this is fine for now. And again, do our round here. Go to Alberg, sell our salt. Salt. Not much was produced, unfortunately. Sell a little bit of the other product we have here. Buy more meat. Hemp is needed in Oslo. We go to Oslo now. Yeah, that's it. Oslo is indicating, we see this here in the symbol, that it's short on clothes. So we have some clothes, I think, left. Let's check. Yes, we have. Let's sell all of it for a good price. We want to buy wood for Lübeck. We'll sell all of the hemp because it's needed here for production. We will buy. And here we see on the example of metal goods that the city provides an input material, which is raw metal, which we will deliver to where metal goods are produced from raw metal, and processed good will be sold again for a higher price. Good for a trader, right? All of the beer. What about meat? Yeah, let's sell meat like this. Buy stockfish. This is usually, and now we still have a lot of meat in our cargo, so let's leave it like this. Yeah, That's it. And next, go to Malmö. Market hall. Buy more wood. I think this is fine. Okay, let's go to Rostock. There we are. Short and close, but we unfortunately don't have anything left. We first need to go to Edinburgh. Probably since 15 days left until the ship is ready, probably it makes sense to go to Edinburgh again. Take all the long way. Or let's travel. No, I think we will go more into the direction, into the east of the Baltic Sea. We can sell all of it. I think this is good. Let's return to Lübeck and deliver the wood. Market hall. All of the wood. All of the raw metal. All of the meat. All of the meat. Okay, great. Now we are getting more and more income. Yeah, we see here that we have already more than 100k now on our bank account. Let's invest into goods. No, we don't want to do this. Let's check. So we said we want to travel here the coast until Danzig maybe. Danzig produces pitch, clothing, honey. Okay. Anyway, we can, I think, still sell some salt, metal goods sometime, maybe. Let's also buy beer in Rostock. Like this, and now travel further east while a new historic event happens. Meteorological observation first used in England. Okay. Stettin in the market hall. We can sell a little bit of salt. Buy metal goods. Sell beer. Almost, let's sell all of it. Buy pitch. Honey. This we can transport to Oslo, as well as hemp. A few pieces. Okay. Now go to Danzig in this case. Almost there. There we are. Now entering Danzig. Short on cheese. Unfortunately, we have not stopped in Malmö providing cheese. Never mind. Can buy wood. Okay, also hemp is needed here. Let's sell it here. Can buy more honey and sell a few pieces of salt. Metal goods. Clothes should be fine. More pitch. Yeah, that's it. Move on. Let's move on. Now we can go. One go, we will go back to Lübeck. Check the progress for our ship. It's now 6th of May. Let's check in the shipyard. Order list, 15th of May. Still work in progress. Market hall. Sell all of the wood. A lot of salt has been produced. Let's see if we can sell everything in Aalborg. Let's see. Now, convoy is fully loaded. Let's make some space. Oh, that's too much. Let's sell pitch here. Let's buy some beer. Metal goods, not fully loaded. Let's go to Aalborg. Let's look how much of our salt we can sell. I think all of it. They will take all of it. Market hall. Yeah, they take all of it. All 319 barrels for a price of 103. This was a good deal. They also like to buy other stuff from us. Let's buy meat. Hemp, as it's needed in Oslo. Yeah. That's it for now. Let's go to Oslo. By the way, Oslo is also processing food, stockfish, and they also need salt, so we could also sell salt in Oslo. Another chronicle entry. Aalborg is in dire need of coopers to produce barrels. Okay. Market hall. Sell all of the hemp. Good. Sell all of the honey. They need it. All of the metal goods. Meat. Not everything. Buy wood. Buy raw metals. meat and stockfish. Yeah, that's it. Now go to Malmö. In Malmö we will buy more wood. Sell part of what we bought on our journey. And they have cheese, right? Cheese. So I remember that. Okay. Dantek was short on cheese. We don't know anymore. Stettin, we also don't know. So we still have 5 days. Let's go to Danzig and see whether they still need our cheese. Market hall. I would definitely. Well, at least part of it. They are buying. Okay, good. Let's take the opportunity and load pitch and close. Good. Next stop 13. Yes. I see in the chat. Yes, of course, it's a problem. Right point, good point. If you have all of the money converted into goods, and with this one ship, you go to sea, and then a pirate comes and enters your boat. This is a huge risk, definitely. So in later stages of the game, when pirates actually attack us, we should not do this. For now, as we know in the tutorial, in the campaign, the challenges will come to us in a slower pace and not so quickly. We can risk it, but you're right. Yeah, we should not do this in a later game. However, for now it worked to quickly progress into the game. Yeah, more pitch from here. 13th of May. Good. Let's go to Rostock first. And now travel to Lübeck. Now in Lübeck, we will sell all of the wood. Sell our raw metal, stockfish, cheese. Let's see how many pieces. All of them. Pitch. Not all of them. A little bit left. So now we have the 15th of May, our shipyard, and the order list says today our ship will be finished. Let's see how it works. and that is our new ship is available in Lübeck. Yeah, this should be our ship. So those are competitors. And here we have our new Kreia. And we will not build a new convoy. We will add the Kreia to our convoy to complete the assignment from our uncle. And therefore, we will go here into the organize function. We will shift the Kreia to our current convoy. And uncle comes back and asks us for our next assignment, which we will complete in our next session to rise to the rank of a wholesaler and acquire the right to produce goods in Lübeck.